Hi there, welcome to A Grounded Quarantine. Today I'd like to offer you two grounding practices, bilateral stimulation and EFT or emotional freedom tapping. So both of these have the effect of calming the parasympathetic nervous system. They do this in two different ways. So through bilateral stimulation, we are increasing the connectivity between the left and right hemisphere of the brain. So when we do a bihemispheric activation, we're working one side and then the other side. So this is one reason why people find a runner's calm or walking, they feel calmer. It's because we're doing, or swimming, one side of the body and then the other. So all of those kinds of activities have the potential to help you calm your stress response. Today we're going to use eye movement and tapping to give you a feel for what that is. Before we begin, please take a second just to rate the intensity of your discomfort from 1 to 10. Or another way you can do this is by doing what we did in the other practices of a body scan and just recognizing where in your body you're feeling uncomfortable. And then we're going to take note of that, try these bilateral stimulation practices, and see how we feel afterwards. So we'll take another temperature after. So we're going to start with eye movement. Now, with eye movement, our intention is to use our eyeballs to cross the midline of the brain, again, creating that bilateral stimulation. So I'm going to start by looking to my right and then my left. So as you think of how you're feeling, as you do this, hopefully you feel that reducing a bit. Now, the important thing is that you move your eyes, but you don't move your head, because your head is not the piece that will activate the bihemispheric change. Okay, so that looked weird, but hopefully you understood what I was doing there. My favorite way of practicing bilateral stimulation is crossing my hands over my chest. I find my collarbones and just tap one side and then the other. I like this one because I can feel a nice little reverberation in my chest. Kind of reminds me of what I think a cat must feel when it's purring. This one's really easy for me to pair the breath with as well. Just listening to my inhales and my exhales as I tap. Another way you can do this, tapping on your thighs. And finally, you can tap your feet on the floor. But really anything that exemplifies this, one side and then the other side. So if you like this one better, or you like, tapping on your face, really there's no wrong way to do this. It's just that you're going to use one side and then the other side. Okay, so I would love for you to practice that. Pick a one or two, try it out. Again, take the rating scales. Comment below if you feel comfortable on what your experience was. And if it doesn't work, maybe I can give you some more tips to help it bolster it along a little bit, but I hope it will. The second type we're going to talk about again is EFT or emotional freedom tapping. I like to call this the monkey dance because I think it's funnier, and you'll understand in a minute when we start the tapping. So with EFT, again, we're going to take our temperature. We're going to decide whether we want to do a number scale or we want to intuit how we're feeling in our body, but get an idea, representative idea of how we're feeling. And then with EFT, we're going to put a little bit of language to that. So we'll start with a statement like, even though I'm feeling very overwhelmed and stressed, and to whatever degree you want to say. So it might be sadness, it may be grief, it may be you can put any negative emotional state or any body state, right? Even though I'm feeling pain in my left side, right? Whatever your statement is. And then we're going to pair that with a balancing statement. So the balancing statement would be something like, even though I feel very stressed and overwhelmed, I still accept and love myself. Okay? So the balancing statement is a true statement that you believe about yourself, not something you're trying to manifest, but something you believe about yourself that doesn't stand in the way of the negative statement. It allows for both. I hope that makes sense. So I'm tapping right here unexplained to you, I'm going to explain now. I'm tapping right here because this is a pressure point in the body. Okay. So in EFT tapping, we are using meridians or energy lines in the body through acupressure. Some of you may be familiar with acupuncture, where you would use needles. This is acupressure. So we are tapping our acupressure points, which again is going to help us to calm that parasympathetic nervous system. So we'll just go with the statement that I said at first, and I'm going to walk you through the tapping routine. Okay, so the monkey dance, if you will. So we're going to start with, even though I'm feeling very overwhelmed and stressed, I fully accept and love myself. You say this 3 times. Even though I'm feeling very overwhelmed and stressed, I accept and love myself. Even though I'm feeling very stressed and overwhelmed, I love and accept myself. Now the words may change as you go through this, which is totally fine. Up here on the top of the head, even though I'm feeling overwhelmed and stressed, I accept and love myself. Now right here in between the eyebrows, even though I'm feeling overwhelmed and stressed, I love and accept myself. Right here on that eye bone, even though I'm feeling overwhelmed and stressed, I love and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling overwhelmed and stressed, I love and accept myself. Feeling overwhelmed and stressed, I love and accept myself. Feeling overwhelmed and stressed, I love and accept myself. Right here. Even though I feel overwhelmed and stressed, I love and accept myself. Here's the monkey dance part. Even though I feel overwhelmed and stressed, I love and accept myself. Back to the top. Even though I feel overwhelmed and stressed, I love and accept myself. Even though I feel overwhelmed and stressed, I love and accept myself. Overwhelmed and stressed, love and accept myself. Even though I feel overwhelmed and stressed, I love and accept myself. Even though I feel overwhelmed and stressed, I love and accept myself. Overwhelmed and stressed, I love and accept myself. Even though I feel overwhelmed and stressed, I love and accept myself. Even though I feel overwhelmed and stressed, I love and accept myself. Even though I feel overwhelmed and stressed, I love and accept myself. Even though I feel overwhelmed and stressed, I love and accept myself. 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 Come back here. So again, take a quick body scan or go back to that 1 to 10 and see how you're feeling. Check in. See if that number has gone down or that experience of sensation in your body has gone down or changed in some way. So you kind of get the gist of it. I suggest that you go over and over this. I lost count of how many times we did it. My intention was to do 3. We might have done 2, so I apologize if I cut us short, but just try that. Again, the more times you go through it, the more I expect you to find a reduction in the difficult feeling. When you do this, it's almost similar, or it is a form of body work as well. So I want to make sure that if you're doing EFT, that you take a break when you're done and make sure that you hydrate. We are moving some energy around in the body, so that's a good reason to hydrate. Anyway, I hope that you found these 2 amusing, if not helpful. They are a little awkward, both bilateral stimulation and EFT. emotional freedom tapping. Obviously, I like to call it the monkey dance. But I'm hoping that you've discovered this down regulation as we've practiced these, and that these will be useful. That's something to come back to in the future. As always, eat the avocado, leave the peel, plant the seed. Until next time.